Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 setups for today. So last week looked quite interesting. We had pretty much downward momentum from the break of structure, and that was this pin bar. As you can see, we'll get to that just now on the lower time frame, just to review what happened there. But important thing here is that we bounced around here for 2 days at 55.28 before closing below. Now, Joe Biden has dropped out of the election race, presidential race, should we say, and that has impacted the market a little bit this morning. China's dropped their interest rates, which hasn't impacted the markets, but and there's a lot of noise around potentially being at least one interest rate cut this year. Now, the thing is, we're coming into a zone of strong support, and you can see prices in that zone, and we'll look at those levels shortly. But you know, the trend is still up. If you look at this on the weekly, yes, you had a big engulfing bar there, but V reversals are rare, so you would expect a drop, a second attempt, or a range or something start forming before we drop. But if you look at this, this is a very strong uptrend, and we're into earnings season this week proper. So anything can happen. I think it's just been a bit of profit taking, and we're sort of realigning ourselves at the moment. So looking at the 3 hour, you can see there was a little bit higher. That was the sorry, we're not doing this right. We'll do it. We'll get it now. There it is. So that was the level that was broken and retested. That's 56.21. You see we broke through it, big 3 hour level. Good idea to be waiting there below the moving averages for a crossover, and then you can see how this pin bar, we're trying to defend this 55.28 here. Oscillators on the 8 hour and on the 3 hour all grouped to the downside. On the daily, we are still pointing down. So now the daily is saying that possibly a little bit more, and if you look at the daily, there's another level which is the bottom of this range that formed 2 weeks, well, sorry, 2 months, last month, not 2 months ago, last month, and that was at 54.50. So let's just get back to what we're looking for. So at the moment, this is looking relatively bearish, but the buyers are still coming in, as you can see with all these tails. And if you just scroll left, you can see any one of these tails can impact price at the moment. And if I just put one more in, that should give you an idea of what is coming. So let's get to the hour. Right, so one-way traffic, and you can see this was on Thursday. So Wednesday we broke through. No real indication that you should be selling up there. We broke through the structure, so it would be a great opportunity to be waiting for a short. You got one early market, and then in the pre-market, sorry, as the market opened, it dropped properly. So it definitely was a short on offer as you crossed below these moving averages, and the moving averages crossed over. So for now, moving averages have crossed over. We are looking relatively bearish right now, but just bear in mind, you've got a host of support between, let's just round this one off to 5,500, and down at the bottom of that range at 54.50. So if I just scroll left on the hour, you'll see what I'm talking about. Remember this period of frustration where nothing happened late in June, the last 2 weeks of June? That's exactly what we're coming into right now. So you can see price, there's a price line at the moment. So we're going to be finding support all over the place, and there is a gap down here as well, which is going to act as a magnet. So my view is twofold at the moment. So let's just get to the 15 minutes, see what the short opportunities are. So the short opportunity is a proper rejection of 55.28. I wouldn't want to be doing it now, and I don't think I'd want to be doing it during the European session. But that little price action that you see there, pin bar rejection with engulfing, something like that would be enough for a move to the downside at the moment. just pay attention to that though. That is a trend line that has been formed and which looks like it's been respected, which could also start forming a flat bottom triangle. So you need a proper rejection of this, and it needs to drop below this trend line before I'd even look at something. But in saying that, you've got all of this chaos below you, which is going to hold up price. So yeah, reality is this is going to be a short scalp of possibly 200 to 400 points, I think. Now, the bigger picture, I think you'll see this on the 8 hour, is this has been a fairly decent pullback. And if I put the Fibonacci on, you'll see we're just below the 61.8. So the level we need to break with the 61.8. I don't have the next level, but I think 76.2 is the next level, and that's more than likely what we're on. But nothing really to write home about. I'm suspect on just assuming that we're going to keep falling, because this is a solid uptrend. Granted, on the hour, we are in a downtrend at the moment, and you'd need to get back. At this stage, you'd need to get back above this pin bar here. So you need to get back above 55.77 before this trend starts to reverse. A difficult one to call today, but it is going to be Monday. There's quite a few earnings coming out today, nothing spectacular. I think Google and Tesla are tomorrow on Tuesday, so that's going to probably impact us one way or another. But for me at the moment, pay attention to this 55.28 area for a continuation down into 5500 area. But I think from 5500 I would be a little bit skeptical. Put that gap in, because that's probably a good magnet, and that is at 54.76. But I'd be a little bit skeptical, because look at all, there's a big range it was here. There's a lot of indecision. Sellers weren't letting it drop below this area, buyers weren't letting it go higher, but now we've broken higher. So we're going to get the same situation. Buyers are not going to want to let it drop. Sellers are going to try to force it to drop. And I just don't think that's going to materialize, to be honest. I think this has been a healthy little pullback at the moment, so I'd be watching for reversal as well. But anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. You need to be paying attention to 55.28, and if you are got the luxury of being on a 5-minute chart, I've just got the 6-minute chart here, just gives you a bit more clarity, then I'd be treating this as a flat top triangle and waiting for a break and retest at 55.28 for a move to the upside. But you do have a daily gap here, so anything can happen. But I'd wait for the US Open before trying to second guess this. So wait for this afternoon. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.